This is the first of a three-part review of Cartoona. Today I'm filming the first part, the second part I will film in 2 years from now, and the last part in 4 years from now. Why is that so? Because Cartoona is 3 games in one. The components that you find with Cartoona allow you to play 3 games. A very, very basic children's game suitable for ages 3.5 to 8, and that's the game that I played so far. I played it with my daughter Amelia. Unfortunately, she cannot be here today. I wish she could be a special guest, but she's busy doing crafts in daycare. So I played this game, the children's game, and that's what I'm going to review today. In 2 years or so, I'm going to play the basic game with Amelia again, and maybe at that point with Luisa. Oh, Luisa will be playing the children's game. And then later, I will play the full game. Today, we talk about the very basic game. That is, well, would it be a good idea for you to get this game just for the children's game? I don't know. Frankly, I myself don't know it. It's very cute as a children's game. It is fun. The idea that the main idea to me is that this can be an investment. I look forward to also trying the next stages. But what do you find in the box? Well, in the box you find these super cute tiles containing pieces of funny animals, their feet, heads, a lot of stuff. This is really the main thing of the game. Also, there is a rule book. Also, there are other components. I don't keep them in the box anymore because we don't need them, so I just concentrate on the stuff that we need, which are the tiles. The tiles is all that you need to play the game with a 3 or 4-year-old. And actually, this what you see here is not just the basic game. It also contains 2 expansions. One is called Heads and Tails, I think, and the other one is called Long Necks, I think. So the main thing of the game are these tiles, which are very high quality. They are thick, very sturdy. Luisa tried to chew on a couple of these and you can barely see it. Maybe you can see it a little bit there, but they stood the test of the 1-year-old. And these are tiles that represent parts of animals, and I should say animals of different dimensions. Actually, some animals already come complete in a single piece. Some animals require less pieces to complete, and then there are the big animals. For example, you could complete just an animal like this, and then you had something to complete the head. And yeah, you have a funny animal. These animals really are funny and look cute. There's another complete animal. I like this sort of like ducky looking thingy here, to which you can add below this sort of like Bart Simpson creature with big ears. Now, yes, the point is that you can make funny animals with these pieces. That is, you can use these tiles as a toy. You simply sit there with your daughter or son or whatever children you're playing with, and you simply build animals. These tiles are colorful, attractive, children love them. They just have a nice texture. Even the feel, the tactile feel is very good. Children love them. I tested these with my kids. They just love to play with these animals. After you get to play with these little tiles here and to use them as a toy, you can also start creating a little bit of a basic game. You can give a little bit of structure. And the rulebook does give you suggestions. For example, an idea is that you could challenge your kid, or if there are multiple kids, you can challenge them to do the same task and see who completes the task first. You can challenge the kids to complete an animal all in one color. And then you say light blue, and one of the kid grabs this one and says, I win! Cheater. At least you have identified the cheater. You're not gonna let your children play with that cheater again. But you could say, why don't you build a purple animal with 4 pieces? And a 3-year-old can follow those tasks, can follow those instructions, and you see who does it first. So if you don't want to do it competitively, you do it cooperatively. It can be played quote unquote solitaire. It can be done in any way you want, but giving that little bit of restriction, giving those instructions, those rules makes things interesting. You can do it as a puzzle. That's something that I also did. I create a fun animal with Amelia, an animal that we like, and then we shuffle the pieces. And that's it, and then we try to rebuild it. We use it as a puzzle. I'm trying to build some fun animal, possibly only one color, but I guess I'll cheat a little bit. As you're doing it with a 3-year-old, you can be a little lax with the rules. I guess that you could also sort out the things, so that then you can have all the heads and all the beaks and all the things, but I don't do it. It's part of the fun for us is to retrieve the pieces. Here we go. I like these thingies. Let's look for... That's funny. That's funny. Like we need a face. And ta-da! We have a funny animal, which wouldn't really count for an animal of although one color, but I like it. So you could make a puzzle, make this animal, shuffle the pieces, and your kid puts it back together. Create 2 puzzles, and the 2 kids are trying to remake their puzzle, see who gets there first. Do it cooperatively with your kids. Take all the pieces away, and then remove 1 piece and tell your children to figure out what is the missing piece. This is a little tough, I've noticed. Basically, with these pieces, with these tiles, and with these funny animals, there are a lot of activities that you can create. I just gave you some suggestions. These are also suggestions that you find in the rule book. There are more suggestions, but as a toy with a little bit of structure to get your kids into the idea of using a toy when also using certain rules to create a more complex experience. This is a good tool. It looks attractive. Kids are immediately interested in this game. The animals that you come up with are funny. You can tell stories about them. You can use these animals as a little bit of a component for a storytelling game. Again, very basic with your little ones. I don't know anything about the more complex versions of the game because I already have very little time to learn the games that I want to play immediately. I can't afford the time to read the rules for a game that I will play in 2 years. In 2 years' time, I will read the rest of the rule book. No, not even all of it. I'll just read the rule book in the sections about the basic game. I will play it with my daughters and I'll report about that. For now, I have to tell you, as a hybrid between a toy and an incredibly simple game for a 3-year-old, Cartoona is one that I enjoyed, and most importantly, my daughters have enjoyed too.